We've got to choose a topic for our experiment, haven't we, Jack? Were you thinking of something to do with this? That's right. I thought we could look at seed germination. Our seed begins to grow. Okay, any particular reason? I know you're hoping to work in plant science eventually. Yeah, but practically everything we do is going to fit into that. No, there's an optional module or on this structure and function in the year that I might do, so I thought it might be helpful for that. If I choose that option, I don't have to do a dissertation. Module. Good idea. Well, I thought for this experiment, we could look at the relationship between seeds and the way the seeds are planted. So we could plant different sizes in different ways and see which grow best. Okay, we need to allow time for the seeds to come up. That should be fine if we start now. A lot of the other possible experiments need quite a bit longer, so that makes it a good one to choose, and I don't suppose it needs much equipment. We're not doing chemical analysis for or anything, so that's not really an issue. We've got plenty of equipment in the laboratory. Yeah, we need to have a word with the tutor if we're going to go ahead with it. Thought I'm sure our aim's okay. It's not very ambitious, but the assignment only 10% of our final mark, isn't it? But we need to be sure we're the only ones doing it. Yeah, it's only 5% actually, but it'd be a bit boring if everyone was doing it. Did you read that book on seed germination on our reading list? The one by Graves. I looked through it for my last experiment, so it wasn't all that relevant there. It could be for this experiment, so I found it quite hard to follow, lost about the theory, which I hadn't expected. Yes, I'd been hoping for something more practical. It does include references to the recent findings on genetically modified seeds. Though, yes, that's good interesting. I read an article about seed germination by Lee Hall. About seeds that lie in the ground for ages and only germinate after a fire. That's the one. I knew a bit about it already, but not about this research. Its analysis of features comparing the times of the fire and the proportion of seeds that germinated was done in a lot of detail. Very impressive. Was that the article with the illustration or early stages or plant development? They were very clear. I think those diagrams were in another article. Anyway, shall we have a look at the procedure for our experiment? We need to get going with it quite soon, right? So the first thing we have to do is fry our seeds. I think vegetable seeds would be best, and obviously they mustn't all be the same size. So how many sort do we need? About 4 different ones. I think that could be enough. There'll be quite a large number of seeds for each one. Then for each seed we need to find out how much its weight and also measure its dimensions, and we need to keep a careful record of that. For that, that'll be quite time consuming, and we also need to decide how deep we're going to plant the seeds. Right on the surface, a few millimeters there, or several centimeters. Okay, so then we get planting. Do you think we can plant several seeds together in the same plant pot? No, I think we need a different one for each seed. Right, and we need to label them. We can use different colored labels. Then we wait for the seed to germinate. I reckon that'll be about 3 weeks. Depending on what the weather like. Then we see if our plants have come up and write tell how soon they've grown. Then all we have to do is look at our numbers and see if there's any relation between them. That's right, so